I'm going to be talking about fasting and my experience with it and how it completely changed everything for me. But first, I'm going to drop a health disclaimer. If you're pregnant or if you have health issues or eating disorders, I would encourage you to check in with your healthcare provider before even considering this. What is fasting? Fasting is a practice to abstain from food for spiritual reasons. People fast for many reasons, for their own personal things, but for the sake of this video, I'm going to be talking to you about my experience fasting, why I'm fasting, and what happened during the fast. Through prayer and fasting, you move closer to God. You right the relationships with God, your relationships with yourself, and relationships with other people. But my purpose was to get closer to God, to grow spiritually, to transform, to talk to Him, to release the things on my heart and my mind, my body, and my spirit, and to help me get to a place where I'm able to forgive and to let go. And that's something I've been struggling with lately. And so I thought that fasting would be a way for me to just be one with God. I do want to say fasting is not starving yourself, although people do fast for weight loss. But if you're going down that route, I just want to say be safe and make sure you know what you're doing. When I fast, I am learning to control my desires. I am addressing the pain, the hurt, the anger, the frustration. I'm also controlling the desire to defend myself or fight back or argue with people rather than those things controlling me. Mainly to have mastery over my own body, my own mind, and opening up myself to what God has for me. So I'm going to get into my experience with fasting. I fasted for 3 days. I did not eat. I did drink water. I will say the entire experience was really beautiful, but it did get dark. Day 1 of fasting, I felt like I didn't know what to do, what to say. I allowed myself to just be. I thought about all the emotions, all of the things that I had been going through prior, the good things and the bad things. But at the time, truthfully, mainly the bad things, the things that had been weighing me down, are the things that stood out for me the most and the things that I needed to address. And not just the things that happened to me, but the things that I've done to contribute to certain situations. And then being able to be truthful about that in those moments, knowing and understanding that this is your time with God and God knows everything. In that moment, I just started to talk. First of all, you get to hear yourself. You get to hear the things that's coming out of your mouth. And as it's releasing, emotion is also being released. I guess day 1 was more like a warm-up. That's how I see it. These feelings start to boil up again. And it's like, it's the perfect time for you to talk to God about it. And in that moment, I did cry. I did scream. And it was pretty dark. I needed clarity on the things that I was going through. And so I started to pray. I prayed. I asked God for clarity. I asked Him to help me understand the things that I may be skipping over. I spoke about my own wrongdoings, and I told God that this is not who I want to be anymore. This is not what I want people to see. This is not what I want to see in myself. How can I change? How can I be better? Those are the types of questions that I was asking God. And through this fasting journey, I did get the answers that I needed. By day 2, by that time, I had already written down things in my journal. I had been reading the Bible, and I was truthful. I said, this hurts. And I know that I contributed to this situation. I know what I've done. In those moments, what happened or what triggered me to make me respond the way that I did. And then I also wrote that down, and I also talked to God about that. So it's like you get to basically unwrap yourself. You get to unravel all of the kinks and things and the knots and really get to the root of why you're doing things, why you are behaving a particular way, which is beautiful, because without doing that, you can't really change. That's what day 2 was about, and understanding what I need to do in order to change that and fix that and do better. Some things that I experienced during day 2, I was completely hungry. Let's start there. Whenever I get hungry, I would talk to God. And talking to God is basically your food. Whenever I got a headache or whenever I felt dizzy, I would pray. And I felt fulfilled. That night, I went up to go get some water, and I got out of the bed and I got really, really dizzy, and my vision went black. I remember just feeling extremely afraid. And so I sat back down and I was like, I don't know. I don't like this feeling. It's scary. Maybe I should stop now. And it's like, in those moments, that's where it counts. That's where it counts. That's when you really get to the root of why you're doing this. I said, you know what? I'm feeling fear. And fear is not something that I want to feel in any aspect of my life. There's nothing for me to fear if God is with me. By day 3, physically, I was feeling extremely sluggish. But spiritually, I felt amazing. Like, I felt like a ball of light. Like, I didn't have any anxiety. I didn't have any fear. I felt like nothing could affect me. And I had never felt that before. Living in survival mode my entire life is heavy. And for the first time on that 3rd day, I didn't feel that. And I remember just sitting on the bed crying. Like, I cannot believe that this is life. This is what life is supposed to feel like. This is what every day is supposed to feel like. And it's sad that I had never felt that before. And it just made me want to feel that every day. But also understanding, yes, there's going to be bad days. But knowing that God is with you. Knowing that you have the strength and the power to get out of it. Knowing that you have control over your own impulses, your own thoughts, your own way of thinking, being in a victim mentality. Like, you have control over that. You don't have to live that way. And there's so much I want to share with you, but a lot of this is I want to keep between me and God, because I've experienced things that I am not comfortable sharing. But if you know, you know. So if you choose to fast, just know why you're fasting. Know your why. And understand that it doesn't have to be this scary thing. You can literally start where you are. You don't have to fast for a week. You don't have to fast for 3 days. You don't have to fast for a full day. You can fast for a few hours. You can literally start small. You can start anywhere. And during your fast, think about the things that you want to remove from your life, the things that you want to transform, the things about yourself that you don't like, that you want to change. I gotta hurry up because I am unfortunately running out of space on my memory card. I got 1 minute. So I just want to say, remember to be humble during your experience. This is so you can be humble before God, and to transform and to just love yourself and love on God, love on others. Remember, when you're feeling those hunger pains, talk to God. And that is the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope it helps somebody out there if you choose to fast. This was my experience. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.